Skip, who's the most to blame for the Thunder's loss?
Joy, Shannon, Sharpe. I have to blame Billy Donovan.
Huh?
Billy Donovan for last night's loss and for the entire series loss because resting Russ late in third quarters and early in fourth quarters cost Oklahoma City games 2, 4, and last night's game 5, and ultimately cost Oklahoma City a series I believe the Thunder would have won if Russell Westbrook had chosen to or been able to just play through the fatigue and play on fumes in the fourth quarters. Because, and let me be clear about this, it's also possible that Russell signed off on this strategy or actually asked for this strategy of resting him late third, early fourth quarter. So if he has something to do with it, then I'm blaming him for the strategy of it also.
I know a guy that can play 43 minutes a game.
You do. You do. Well, you know what? I'm going to give you this today. LeBron will play through the fatigue. LeBron just says, no, give me the ball and get out of the way. I'm going to take us home. Okay. And that's what Russell needed to do, even though this is what they've been doing all year long. You rest him the last 2 minutes of the third quarter, maybe the first 2 or 3 of the fourth quarter. So that was their system in place. You had to throw the system out the window, especially last night, because it became clear after 2 or 3 games of this series, it was Russ or bust. I think it was very clear that Russell Westbrook just didn't have as much help as James Harden had. So he had to play more minutes than James Harden played, because all I know is that the bottom line for this series, when Russell was on the court, Oklahoma City was a plus 15. When Russell was off the court, Oklahoma City was a minus 58. Russ plays, you win. Russ doesn't play, you get blown out. Wow. Well, that's pretty shocking.
Quarters.
Yeah.
Russ plays, you win the first 3 quarters.
Well, let's see what happened here, because here we went again last night. Russell Westbrook sat the first 2:46 of the fourth quarter last night, and he watched his team go from up 3 to down 5, outscored 12-4 during that stretch while he was on the bench. Same thing happened in the game 2 loss when he sat late in the third quarter and he watched his team outscored 12-3 and go from 12 up to only 3 up. Same thing happened in the game 4 loss. Sat for 4:46 of the fourth quarter, late third and early fourth, and he watched his team outscored 13-4 and go from up 7 to down 2. And then the same thing happened in the fourth quarters of games 2, 4, and 5. When Russell returned from watching his helpless team helplessly blow leads, he went completely out of control. He played what you called hero ball. He just lost it. He played desperate. He played angry. He played, I got to save the day. And we watched him force up shot after shot and force pass after pass that just were not available at that point. So last night, he scored 20 in the third quarter. 6 of 9 shots that he made, 4 of 7 3-pointers that he made, and he gave him that 3-point lead. Then in the fourth quarter last night, he played completely out of control. He shot 2 for 11 and 0 for 5 from 3. So in the fourth quarter of these last 3 losses, after Russ sat watching his team blow combined leads and get outscored 37-11, that's what happened in the last 3 losses in his last big rest. They got outscored 37-11. Then he came back in and played completely out of control and shot 11 of 40 and 4 of 19 from 3, which is 21% from the 3-point line. He played desperate. He played completely angry, out of control. And the bottom line is, if he had just played through the fatigue, as LeBron does, I'm going to give you that, and just stayed on the floor, just sucked it up, maybe you rest a little bit on defense occasionally, I believe they would have won this series, because the stats scream that they would have won this series. Wait, you're plus 15 and a minus 58? I mean, again, you don't have any help, so you can't trust your teammates at all. You've got to stay on the floor, because you were really making Houston sweat when you were on the floor.
Skip, you know, I'm going to do something that I really don't normally do. Before I make my point, Joy, I'm going to dissect and pick Mr. Bayless apart. I'm sure you'll appreciate this.
Well, I'll appreciate the attempt, but...
What was it that Coach Lombardi said? He said fatigue
makes cowards of us all. Thank you.
Leave that alone.
I know
what was the
Coach
question again? I mean, Joy, there's so much here. I mean, I got my notes, and I had to jot notes.
Who was most to blame for the loss?
Wait, did you just refer to Russell Westbrook as a coward?
I'm just, Skip, all I'm saying is that that's what Lombardi said. I was just, the quote, who's most responsible blame for the Thunder loss. For this game, you blame Billy Donovan. Now, Russell Westbrook has had 2 head coaches, right? He's had Scotty Brooks and Billy Donovan. Am I correct?
That is correct. I mean, I could argue he's had no head coaches also.
Oh, so although he's had no head coaches, although he listens to no one, it's Billy Donovan's fault.
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, that was his rest plan, and he publicly said, I need to rest him more. Remember after game 2, he said, I think Russ ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. It's up to me to rest him more. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't know whose plan it was to rest him for those 4 or 5 minutes.
I disagree that Billy Donovan is to blame. Other than Greg Popovich and maybe Steve Kerr, what other head coaches do you think Russell Westbrook would listen to?
You could exclude those 2 you just said. I don't think he listened to anybody.
So therefore, you can't blame them.
Well,
okay, hold up, Skip. You keep saying Russell had less help than James Harden. Okay, how about this? This great spot-up shooters. Ryan Anderson, he was 3 of 24. He averaged 7 points a game in the series. He averaged 13 in the regular season.
Yep.
Trevor Ariza. Oh, he could spot up shoot the 3. Hey, you know Trevor Ariza.
Yep.
3 of 16.
Yep.
He averaged 6 points in this series, 12 on the regular season. Clint Capella.
Yep.
You know, they loved him so much, they were willing to part ways with Dwight Howard. He averaged 7 points a game in this series, 12 in the regular season. So therefore, your theory about having more help.
Keep going. Nene.
Hold on, Skip.
Eric Gordon.
Skip.
Lou Williams. Keep going. Get to the bench.
Oh, hold on. Oh, you know
bench.
what? I am so glad you brought up Eric Gordon. Eric Gordon last night played 35 minutes. He was 3 of 10, 1 of 8 from 3, 1 of 2 from the free throw line for a grand total of 8 points.
You are making wait. You're making my case about last night. The game was on a silver platter for them to just steal.
Yes!
Right? Because the Rockets shot 6 of 37 from 3. How often is that going to happen?
Skip.
How often?
I
James Harden fan.
Hold on,
How often?
Skip.
Wait, James Harden? Boy, you had a kind of a bad night again.
Wait,
James Harden was 2 for 13 from 3.
Yeah, but you gonna let me talk?
Wow.
I just want to talk a little bit. I don't want to talk much. OKC.
That's not true.
OKC had 5 players in double figures. The Houston Rockets had 4. Skip, I want to ask you a question. I mean, you good with numbers too, Skip. Because
I got some more for you.
You only made 1 B, at Vanderbilt.
No, not at Vanderbilt. In high school.
Oh, okay.
Vanderbilt's hard, man.
I would have got out of breathe.
laude,
I might have would have graduated with a finance degree, but neither here nor there. Skip, which team shot the most threes, made the most threes in NBA history this season? Is it cold? It's cold. I'm not sniffing. Joe, I'm not.
You have a cold? That's why you're sniffing now?
Which team, Skip?
Which team led the
Skip!
in three-point shooting percentage? It was the Spurs. They shot the heck out of it last night. Go ahead.
Here's the Houston Rockets.
They did.
They shoot more.
They do.
They've made more than anyone in NBA history.
Yeah. They made 111 more than the second-place team, which was your Cavaliers.
Okay, let me ask you this then. Who statistically were the worst three-point shooting team in the NBA?
Thunder.
So why?
I've been telling you that for like 2 months.
Yeah. I just asked one question. Don't go on. Just answer that question.
You know the answers because I've been telling you the answers.
I don't know. So, okay, well, how about this? Why would the Thunder shoot more threes last night than the Rockets, who shot more and made more than any other team in NBA history?
Well,
why would they do this?
Who shot the most threes for the Oklahoma City Thunder? Could we say? Oh, wait a second. Russell Westbrook shot 18, which was a career high attempt.
Okay, but here's the thing, though, Skip. You keep on talking about, he played so well. This is what we know.
I said he played horrible in the fourth quarter after he sat and watched his teammates blow the lead.
In 4 to 5 games, what happened, Skip? They had the lead going into the fourth quarter. Now, how did they get that lead? Now, because I'm looking at these numbers. In the fourth quarter alone, Russell shot 29% from the floor. You cheated him. You tried to give him 21%. He shot 19% from the three-point line.
Wait a second. That's not what I had.
Well, don't worry about it.
Well, I'm going to say that.
Oh, okay. Hold up. And in 5 games in the fourth quarter, he had a grand total of 6 assists. Now, but I tell you what, Joe, you know what he did? He averaged a triple-double. Boy, them triple-doubles, boy, them things nice. Skip.
Wait, did you say they had the lead in 4 out of 5 games?
And going into the fourth quarter.
Going into the fourth quarter? Okay. Yeah. But after the rest, after he came back from resting, did they have the lead 4 out of 5 times?
Skip.
No,
Skip.
Thank you.
How about you do what got you the lead? Skip, you're asking people, Skip, I've never played professional basketball, but let me explain something to you about a rhythm player. Skip, there are times that we go into the game. I look at the game plan on a Wednesday, and I see the way practices was going through the course of the week, and I knew Ed and Rob was going to have more opportunity than myself. But I would always go to my head coach, Mike Shannon. I would always go to Gary Kubiak. I said, come see me early, so I'll be there for you late if you need me. Skip, when you play this hero-type ball for 3 quarters, everybody just stands around and watches. So it comes fourth quarter time, he takes his break. What does he expect them to do when they've been doing nothing for the entire game? Basketball, there are very few players.
Back to my point. If Russell had just played through his fatigue that makes cowards of us all, what would have happened in those 3 crucial stretches of the last 3 losses when he was outscored, his team was outscored 12-4, 12-3, and 13-4? What would have happened?
That would be speculation. That would be innuendo.
It would not be speculation.
That would be conjecture.
It would be Oklahoma City wins all 3 games. That's what it would be.